Good morning, fourth graders. We are completely done with converting customary and metric units. So I'm sure you guys are very excited about that. The next area we're going to study in the measurement and data unit is we're going to be studying area and perimeter. Now, this is something that we did learn last year, and today's lesson is going to be a review of what we did last year so that we can spark our background knowledge and understanding so that when we do go into the harder concepts of perimeter and area, you will remember all the things that we've learned to help you. It kind of provides some support. So when talking about area and perimeter, I know you guys are great at this. I've seen you work on it last year. I've seen you do it in the escape rooms this year, and I've also seen you complete it in your math logs. So you guys know that area is the center of something. How much surface area is covered? The perimeter is what we talk about when we're talking about the base or the border of something. The perimeter is around. If you're talking about a fence, or Callum and I were talking yesterday and we talked about how it could be walking around a park. So in order to solve these, you guys need to know the formulas for area and perimeter. So like we just said, area is the surface area, the area inside. So when you get a shape and it asks you to solve the area, we are going to use the formula length times width. And you guys know that just means multiplying your sides together. So if we have 5 meters and 5 meters, we multiply those together. The area is the length times the width. 5 times 5. And 5 times 5 is 25. The other important thing to remember when talking about area is because we are talking about the surface area, how much is inside, we're talking about square units. And notice because I'm saying 5 times 5, that means 5 times 5 squared. 5 times 5 2 times, which means that our answer would be 5 times 5 is 25 meters squared. We're always talking in those square units when we're talking about area because we did multiply 2 times. We had 5 times 5 meters squared, 25 meters squared. Now when we're talking about perimeter, we're going to be using a different formula. Perimeter is just measuring what we said was along the outside. So our equation for this is going to be length plus width plus width. And you guys remember that as adding all the sides up. Because perimeter means the area around, we have to add up all the sides. So let's say, this is more fourth grade, let's say it gives you 5 here and 6 here. Well, if it's asking for my area, I know that all I have to do is multiply those together. It's 2 inches. But let's say I need to find the perimeter now. And it only gave me 2. Well, I know that when we're talking about rectangles and squares, we know that the sides are parallel, which means they're the same on both sides. So for example, if this side up here is 5 inches long, that means that this side down here is also 5 inches long. And if this side here is 6 inches long, it's parallel to this side, which is also 6 inches long. So now we have all of the different units of measurements and numbers to help us solve this perimeter problem. So now let's add up all of these sides to figure out our perimeter. We have 6 inches plus 6 inches, check, check, plus 5 inches, plus 5 inches. We added up all the sides. I know that 5 plus 5 is 10. And I know that 6 plus 6 is 12. So if we add them up, we would have 22 inches in this perimeter. Now I know it's 22 inches and not feet or meters or whatever unit. It's inches because I used my diagram and used the measurements to help me. Notice I'm not putting squared on this one because I'm not multiplying, so it isn't squared. I'm just adding them all together, so I'm going to leave this as inches. What you're going to be seeing a lot of today is you are going to get a shape, and it's going to ask you to find the area, and it's going to ask you to find the perimeter. So let's try another one. Let's do this. Okay. So if I'm just trying to find the area, all I'm doing is doing length times width. I'm multiplying these two sides together. Easy peasy. 3 times 2 is 6. Let's say we're working with feet. I need to add my units on the diagram. So we know that 3 times 2 is 6. And now we need to look at our units. We are working in feet. And because it's area, we're talking about inside the square. We're multiplying, so it's squared. 6 feet squared. 3 times 2 is 6. We have our units of feet, and we know it's squared because we're talking about area. Next, we're going to solve the perimeter. We know that the perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width, and no, it does not matter what order you want to solve these in. You could add your 2 lengths, then in your 2 widths. You could add it like this, as long as all your sides are added together. So if we know that this side is 3 feet, it is parallel and across. So this side is 3 feet. And if we know that this side is 2 feet, this side is also 2 feet. So now we're going to add them up together. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 3 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. Now we see that our units are feet, and because we're talking about the perimeter and we're just adding these together, we are not going to square them. So good luck today on area and perimeter. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.